You've heard the adage, if you believe, you can achieve. The positive thought process of making your dreams a reality. Here to share proven ways of creating our own desired results is Mandy Morris, life coach, manifestation expert, and author of the new book, 8 Secrets to Powerful Manifesting, How to Create the Reality of Your Dreams. Great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can't come in a more perfect time because January is behind us. This is when we all give up our New Year's resolutions, but the idea is to keep pushing through.
Yes, so we hope at least, right? The motivation runs out, so what do we do?
That's right, exactly. So what's the purpose of manifesting goals?
So manifestation's kind of been coined as a woo-woo term, but it's really rooted in science and psychology, at least the way that I attack it. And so I look at manifestation as an everlasting approach to reaching our goals. So instead of saying, I'm going to grind it out, I'll just, motivate my way through it, which we always end up in burnout, we're changing at an identity level. And that's really what manifestation is you're changing all parts of your reality so that what you want comes easily.
Now, when you talk about New Year's resolutions, for instance, it's something that always the start of the year, a great time to refresh, a new purpose, a new goal, but the idea is that you do tend to burn out. So how do you keep that vision, because it is a vision, right? So how do you keep that vision going when you start to feel tired or you're not seeing the results that you want to see? How do you push through?
I like to attack it with 2 simple steps. One is accountability. We're all going to dip at times. And I use the analogy of if I wanted to drive from Arizona to Florida, let's just say, I'm going to stop, I'm going to rest, I might blow a tire, but I'm going to get there. And that's a different mentality because I know that things may happen, but I don't go, I've completely blown it, it's never gonna happen. And we need to do that with our goals too, to realize and prepare for the dips. So accountability, whether that's a coach or a friend, or I record myself when I'm in a really high state or I'm setting a goal and I'm like, hey, you're gonna dip sometimes, but here's what we're gonna do, and I'm in that state already, that it keeps me kind of in the mode, okay, I knew this was gonna happen, but I'm proactive about it instead of being reactive. And then the second piece is intentional energy. A lot of times we set goals because we think we're not enough, because we wanna change something, because we're unhappy, but we need to change the intention a little bit to, I love myself so much that I'm willing to do this, or this is how this will enhance my life. So we change the intention behind it so that it keeps us going versus the pitfalls when we fall off the bandwagon.
Right, yeah. So you're approaching it with positivity and coming from a place of positivity. And we hear about the power of positive thinking, of course. This has been a Bible for a lot of people who do truly believe and buy into the idea that if you think positively, positive things will come to you. It's attracting, you attract like to you. So same thing, if you're negative, you will attract more negative to you.
Yeah, and to play with that a little bit, because there is toxic positivity, that's a new coined word running around now, is we don't want to fake it till we make it, because the brain goes, we're lying to ourselves. We're almost diving ourselves deeper into a hole. But instead it's, let me deal with the things that make me not positive, which is what I call counter manifesting. It's the parts of us that are unhealed or that we don't like. Well, let's shine a light on it. Let's love it. Let's heal it, because then our energy and our positivity is authentic.
And you say that there's also a really good tool, and it's external from ourselves, but it allows us to better internalize just the constant reminder of getting to that place that we hope to get to, and that is with vision boards. And we hear a lot about vision boards and how powerful they can be. Maybe you can tell our viewers a little bit more about how you create one, what you should put on that vision board, what your expectations should be.
Yes, so vision boards are amazing and beautiful once you've done a little bit of that inner work, once you're naturally positive. But otherwise, again, it's kind of like a catch-22. So I do manifestation boards or manifested boards, and those are basically all of the accomplishments or the things you've already done, or pictures of your grandchildren. You could build like a shrine of accomplishments, degrees, trips you've gone on, and you stand in front of it and go, I'm already a creator. Look at what I've done. And so instead of sitting there going, once I achieve this goal, I will feel this way, it's, I feel this way right now because I remember that I already created it. So it's kind of a board of all that you've done instead of all that you want to do.
That's interesting. So you're really giving yourself the acknowledgement that you've earned, that you deserve, to say, wait a second, I have come this far, I have done this much, but then now I'm ready to take it to the next level, to the next step?
Yeah, because we don't celebrate ourselves enough. Sometimes I know that I do that with myself, where I have to stop and look around and be like, look at all I've done. Okay, I'm closer than I think. I just had to stop and acknowledge myself for a moment.
Have you ever found yourself, though, because you are a coach and you teach these principles, but have you ever yourself given up on a goal or thought, you know what, I keep trying to push through and it's just not happening, maybe I need to redirect myself?
I know that if I'm not getting to a goal, I adhere to two thoughts. One is the highest good of all, and that's where I take all of existence into account. So if something's not happening, but I know that I wanted it, or I personally thought that it was supposed to happen in this amount of time, I'll stop and I'll revert to, okay, maybe there's a block, or what rules do I still have to break? So any obstacle that shows up, I'm like, roll up my sleeves, I'm excited, because I know that I can accomplish anything that I truly want. I just may not have all the tools to get there. So instead of going, it's not happening, I'm so frustrated, I stop and say, I'm about to grow. I'm about to learn something new about myself so I can step further into why it's not working. But the self-defeat, nah, that's an old story of my past.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful to hear. And it should be for the rest of us too. Tell us more about your new book, 8 Secrets.
Yes, so the 8 Secrets to Powerful Manifesting. It was a huge labor of love. I literally manifested the entire publishing deal, the entire book in and of itself. I'm so excited about it. It's practical. It has science and psychology backings. I used to work clinically, so I talk about the brain, I talk about neuroscience, but in only the ways that matter. And then there's tons of actionable steps for everlasting and transformational manifestation.
That sounds really interesting. Let me also ask you this before we let you go, because it's not just about you doing that internal work. Of course, that is a major part of it. But what about surrounding yourself with positive people and people who are there to help see you achieve your goals, or who will champion and celebrate you getting to the place where you hope to be?
So there's this thing in neuroscience called mirrored neurons, and it's in the most simplistic form. Basically, who you're around, your brain will wire similarly as. Happens with kids, happens with friends, you know, all the like. So for myself, the way that I grew up and the people I chose to surround myself with was a lot of toxicity. So I didn't have anyone around me, you know, personally at first. So I got on YouTube and I would read books and I would absorb something other than what I was in that time. And eventually I started attracting all of those people. So incredibly important, find a community online, or if you've got some amazing friends, but you truly are most like the 5 people you hang out with. That saying is completely honest.
Absolutely. Mandy Morris, this has been so fun, so fascinating, and congratulations on your new book, 8 Secrets. I can't wait to read that one. Thank you so much.
Bye, Layla.
We're back after this.